Drova Forsaken Kin is an action RPG heavily inspired by Gothic, but with its own Celtic-inspired twist. Basically, you start as someone from a struggling tribe, where everyone is barely surviving through raids and hard work. The story kicks off when you follow some druids who have this mysterious red crystal. They attempt some ritual that, as expected, goes wrong, and you end up getting transported to this uninviting place called Drova. You can't go back home, because the game world is surrounded by a deadly fog, so we've got the typical Gothic prison setup. And you've got this crystal that dying druids asked you to take to a specific city. The game has a manageable character creator at the start of the game. Now you can technically explore everywhere from the start, but only technically, because some enemies are simply too hard to overcome at first. The game world itself isn't massive, and that is likely done on purpose to create a world where you can see meaningful changes as the game progresses, and you visit areas multiple times, not just once. The world is handcrafted, and every corner has something worth finding, whether it's useful items, quest-related stuff, or simply interesting locations. The combat system is more interesting than it first appears. You've got different weapon types, and you can use shields with one-handed weapons. There's a combo system, so timing your attacks matters, especially since enemies telegraph their attacks. And you've got a dodge roll that's essential for survival. A stamina system is in place, so being strategic is necessary. And there is this special attack meter that fills up as you land hits. When it's full, you can unleash stronger moves. The enemies are no joke. Even early game creatures like these can destroy you if you're not careful. Some enemies are just straight up impossible to fight early on, which I like, because you really see the progression of your character when you come back a bit later. And these once impossible creatures are not so impossible anymore. Experience is mostly earned from kills and quests. Skill points can be invested in basic stats like strength or in specific skills, but you need to find teachers to be able to learn new abilities. As you play, you can also find a second weapon set to switch between during combat. The game has this faction system with two main factions. Basically, it's two opposing camps with different ideologies. You have to pick a side and do quests for them. These quests often have multiple solutions and actually affect how NPCs treat you. Keep in mind that the game does not have voice acting, so you are reading lots of text. What really stands out is how the game rewards exploration and also simply being observant of the game world in general. There is no hand holding, no quest markers, no minimap. If an NPC tells you to meet someone, you better pay attention. From what I have seen so far, the game nails that Gothic-like experience, just in a different format and with its own additions. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.